Well, good morning, Johnny here at One Match Dream. Welcome back to a new video, and welcome back to the Disney Fantasy. If you haven't seen already, this is part 4 of my Disney Fantasy Northern Europe cruise series. I have been on board for the last 5 days. We've been to Zeebrugge and Bruges. We then went to Skagen in Denmark, Copenhagen yesterday, and today we have arrived in Kristiansand in Norway. We've already had a sea day. Tomorrow is going to be our sea day as well, so this is the 2-part vlog. Today we're going to explore the town of Kristiansand in Norway. Love the country. We got to do the Norwegian fjords a couple of years ago on the Manc, so we're going to head ashore. It is a sunny day. If you've watched last week's vlog where we was in Copenhagen, it was very wet. Very wet. So we're going to head ashore, and then part 2 of this vlog will be a sea day and our last day on board the Disney Fantasy. So let's head ashore, have a fun day, and start as we're going to go on. Let's go. Sun is shining. Kristiansand is a Norwegian port that you can walk into town, so we come down, we walk across, up past the buses, and then we are in to the centre. Let's go. Well, good morning, Disney Fantasy from the dockside. It's a beautiful morning, the sun is shining, and we're going to do the small walk into town. Kristiansand is the 5th largest city in Norway. It is the most southern city also in Norway, and it has the nickname of the smiling capital of the south. It is one of the most sunniest locations in Norway and has some lovely places to visit, like the beach, a beautiful cathedral, a lovely old town, and it was founded in the 1600s. It's beautiful, and we've only just left the port. It's easily accessible just by a couple of minutes. You can see the ship is just behind me here, and we are practically now in the centre. Absolutely beautiful morning as well. The smiling capital of the south is certainly smiling on us this morning. First up, it is the fish market this morning. We're not going to go in, but it is mightily beautiful, I have to say. Very pretty indeed. We have been in the port of Kristiansand for about 10-15 minutes, and it is already picture perfect. Every angle is like a postcard. It's just beautiful, and something that I would never doubt that Norway would look like. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And welcome to the very small but beautifully located Kristiansand Beach. Can't deny, with an outlook like that, it's absolutely beautiful. Well, Kristiansand has already gone into one of my top places, and it's certainly one of the most prettiest places I've visited in Norway. And we was lucky enough to do the Norwegian fjords cruise on the Disney Magic, like I mentioned a couple of years ago. And we visited Fjord, Eidfjord, Alsund, and places like that, Stavanger. But this is just on another level. It's just stunningly beautiful. It really, really is. And we've not even scratched the surface yet. Wow.
There's no point, 'cause we both know.
Up ahead we have the Christian slope. So up ahead we have the Christian home fortress, built in 1672 and built to defend the town of Kristiansand. And it is lovely.
I can see the dawn is coming.
Next up on our little walking route, so we are now, if you was looking at the tourist map, we are top left, and we are hitting the beach of Bystanda. Hope I pronounced that right, but it's a much bigger beach and it's very pretty actually. Let's have a look.
Times will come again when the wind is blowing in my direction. Still I can't ignore the pain.
So as we wave goodbye to the waterfront just here, we're now, if you look at the map, we're probably top right, maybe top left. I'll try and put one on if I can. And we're heading into the old town. Now I will find the pronunciation, because it does have a name beginning with P, but I'm not going to try at the minute. Posebyen is my attempt at the pronunciation. Don't know if it's right or even close, but there's my attempt anyway. But it does look lovely. Let me show you. Very picturesque with all the colourful houses. Final stop of this little walking tour is the Kristiansand Cathedral. Looks fantastic with the blue sky behind, beautiful architecture. It's stunning. And then we've hit the main shopping square and street, so there's lots of restaurants and lots of shops. This place looks like it does sweets and stuff. Very nice, I have to say, on a sunny day. Very nice indeed. And what is potentially one of the most elaborate McDonald's I've ever seen. It looks like Vegas meets a huge London bank. Didn't expect to see that in Norway. Well, Kristiansand, you have been a treat, I have to say. It is up there as one of the most perfect picturesque spots. The waterfront and the beach area, all that area is beautiful, and it's got a lovely town. The old town's really pretty with all the white houses, and then if you want to do some shopping, there's plenty of places, and there's plenty of eating and dining places as well, and we're not far from the ship. We've been off for just under 3 hours. It'll be 3 hours by the time we're back on board, and we've only really sat down for a coffee and the odd bench, so you can easily do it in a couple of hours. I would definitely recommend having a look online. I will put a map up if I can, but I'll link down below the walking route we took, because we literally just came out of the port, up, along, down and around and through. So it was a really good walking distance, and it's up there. It's one of the nicest places I've been, so we are going to head back to the port, back on board, and enjoy a sunny afternoon on the Disney Fantasy. No wet clothes today, Mother.
No,
no drying off, so we'll head back to the port. And with that, we say goodbye to our final port of the week, our final country. Norway has been wonderful, I have to say. Everything from Belgium to Denmark, to Norway has been amazing. More importantly, so has been the Disney Fantasy. We're going to head back on board. We've got a lovely afternoon. We're going to go get some lunch and another day at sea tomorrow, but I can't help but when you leave your final port of call to know you're getting back on the ship, that the end is just around the corner. But we're not going to talk about that just yet. We've got a lot more to cover, so let's head back on board and go and grab some lunch, because we've not eaten enough apparently. I always love on Disney you can have drinks and fresh towels and hand sanitizer before you get back on the ship. And good morning. I think we left last night. I think it was yesterday afternoon. A lot's happened. I think I last picked up the camera yesterday afternoon. We had drinks up on deck 13 at Currents, and I don't think I've filmed since then. Last night we went to see The Magician, Jamie Raven, very good. We then went to dinner at Royal Court. It was probably the least of my favourite menus, which is why I didn't show it. Dinner was okay, but yeah. And then we went to see the Dutch tenors, who, if you're on board when they're on board, by God, go and see them. They're insane. I went to see them in the Tube, and we played along with Snippets. And then we watched the dance party after. It was good fun. We had a couple of drinks and had a really chilled out evening. But today is a new day, and it's our last day aboard the Disney Fantasy. We have a day at sea. So today I'm trying to try and give you my thoughts on quite a few things. Whether you care or not, you can skip forward. It's fine. Just double tap. So we'll be doing that. And this evening we have Disney's Believe. We are heading to our last meal of the week in Animators pallet for the drawing night. We're going to check out the ship, hopefully do some trivia, maybe do some cook-alongs, and various different things. But before any of that, let's go for breakfast. We're going to go to sit-down breakfast and we'll head to Royal Court. Let's go. Well, final breakfast of the week, other than our kind of going away breakfast tomorrow. So we've come back to Royal Court. So we prefer coming to Royal Court. It's much more relaxed. It's less of a push. Everyone's kind of in cabanas looking for tables, moving around. In here it's much more of a calmer environment, minus the screaming child. I know the feeling though. We're getting off tomorrow, so it's very nice. I'll show you the menu. So here we are, the Disney Cruise Line breakfast. I have shown this in another video, but I'll show you again just today. So there's a couple of options. You have the chilled out options. I can recommend the strawberry plain yogurt, honey and granola parfait. You can have Mickey waffles, should you wish to, pancakes, eggs, and various different hot options as well. And you can add as much or as little as you want. So if you wish to freeze it, that's a good time to do so. But overall, it very much depends on what you're looking for. But for us, I think the sit-down breakfast most mornings has been lovely. We have done the one morning cabanas, it was very nice, but this is much more my kind of vibe. So it's my strawberry yogurt parfait with fruit, granola and honey drizzled on top. It's my favourite. I love it. Highly recommend. DCL Express, extra sausage, extra hash brown. Absolutely lovely. Can't complain. Banging. Right, let's eat. So I said I'd give my opinions on a couple of things. So, breakfast, first of all, was lovely. I have thought, let's start with the Disney Fantasy. So, overall, everyone told me when I've met them, or people I know, and friends of mine have said, the Disney Fantasy is always their favourite ship. Even the likes of Tim Tracker, when I met him, he said the Disney Fantasy is the favourite, and it would soon become mine. Having sailed on this Disney Fantasy for the week, bear in mind that I've sailed on the Magic, the Dream, the Wish, and now the Fantasy. So I've sailed quite a few of the ships. I can confirm that by a long way, the Disney Fantasy is my absolute favourite ship. She is stunning, from the architecture, to the design, to the colour palette, to the theming on board of the bars, such as Ooh La La and La Piazza. I love that. The tube is a really cool, and I think the atrium's just beautiful. I think the colour palette that they've used for the Art Nouveau is just really, really lovely. I think the food has been the best in the fleet. The quality of the food has been phenomenal. I think that goes a long way. And I think that the service has been fantastic. I think every single crew member that I've come across has been wonderful. And considering this is the back end of the UK sailings, having just been through August, which if you know what August is like on Disney Cruise Line from the UK, you'll understand why, sort of thing. I think the crew have been phenomenal. They really have, and I think this ship has been insane. I love it. It's a shame because I don't know when I'll be sailing on her again. I much prefer the Fantasy than the Dream. I was never a massive fan of the Dream, but the Fantasy, they're sister ships. It's the same pretty much layout, but it feels such a different ship, and I love that. So I can confirm that the Fantasy is by far my favourite. Highlights have to be the shows. Frozen, best in the fleet by a long way. I think the shows have been fantastic. Bon Voyage Bar, my absolute favourite. The adults only, so Ooh La La and La Piazza have been phenomenal. The entertainment on board has been great. Yeah, I think it's absolutely my favourite. So that's my thoughts on the Disney Fantasy. We're just going to do some packing. Then we're going to head out, and then later on I'll give you some thoughts on my ports of call and what I thought of the Northern European sailing, because we've not done this one before, so I'll just tell you that. As our last morning aboard, it's time to just have a quick last nosy through the shops, just to make sure there's nothing I've missed, nothing I should have bought, and nothing that I want. So let's head through. I will show you a few bits. I don't normally, but I'll show you a couple of bits. A couple of Christmas decorations left. Some mugs on board. They have lots of the Europe tumblers. They seem to have bulk bought. And a lot of the bigger tumblers, which they've had for some time. Pins on board. Lots of people were fighting for these on night one, but there's still lots of European pins. There really is not much, no reason to rush. Quite a few pins on board. Royal Court, Animators. Quite a few there that I've not seen before, actually. So they're well stocked with pins and whatnot. Well, quite a few. This is the last day, but I don't think they've got the Fantasy pin, so maybe you do need to go early for those. So they have plenty of the new Spirit jerseys. A lot of people are not fans of them though, and I think I do prefer the old ones. I'm not so sure on the lettering, but that might just be me. But look at all the European merch. That's bonkers how much European merch. I think that they have over-ordered because these are in every shop on board. I have a funny feeling that they've learnt from other years in the fact that they've got lots, but I think they've got too much. I don't think they're going to flog it all. Because look, they're really pushing it. It's everywhere. The only thing we've been at the end of, like the sailings, is the shops. You can tell that they have been quite emptied and the levels are quite low, so they are kind of padding out with the European merch, but at least they've got a lot of the European merch, which is a change. Okay, I'll talk about the ports of call now, because we're just chilling out before our next activity. I have to say, these have been some of my favourite cruises. They've been fantastic ports of call, and I would definitely recommend a Northern Europe itinerary. Denmark specifically, so if there's anything, Copenhagen was fantastic. Skagen was the first for Disney Cruise Line. I hope it's something that they kind of do more of. I think they definitely should. I think they should go back. And Norway is just my favourite country to visit. It just is. I think that the itineraries here are really, really good, especially sort of the European. The Mediterranean ones look fantastic. Next week it is the British Isles cruise. However, I know somebody that's on it and it's been completely cancelled, and they're going to Norway. So it's a British Isles via Norway cruise. Apparently the only port that's actually British is Southampton. But I think, yeah, I really, really enjoy these ports. In January I am sailing on the Treasure, so obviously it's a Caribbean itinerary. I'll be interested to see the difference, because I think the European ports so far for me are much stronger, but it very much depends on what ship you want to sail on. So I, however, thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the highlight for me was Skagen. The beach at Skagen was by far my favourite, and then probably Kristiansand. Copenhagen's up there still because of Tivoli, because I wanted to go. But yeah, I think it's all been fantastic. So we're going to decide what we're going to do now. It's nearly lunchtime. We're just eating breakfast. All we're doing is eating. Well, that's what you do on a cruise. You just eat. So, when we went for lunch, we've just been into Cabanas. I didn't show it because it's the usual. I will say, I thought that Cabanas hasn't been the greatest on this cruise, mainly because it's not been hot enough. But I saw our server while I was in there, who I just asked. I just said, I know that Mickey Churro Waffles was on the breakfast menu this morning, but we didn't get here. Is there any available? And this is why Disney Cruise Line's the best cruise line in the world, because he then went to our head server, who went to the chef, who went to the head chef, who went down to the galley, and I've got Mickey Churro Waffles. Fresh. Oh, they're amazing, and that is why Disney is the best, and I will not hear anything other than that said. I've also just been to get some soft serve ice cream, so I'm going to put my ice cream on top of my churro waffles, and I'm going to eat them, but it's a bit breezy up there, so we'll come back to the room. But look at those churro waffles. I am so excited. And the afternoon has passed. We had a bit of a relaxing afternoon this afternoon, to be honest. We spent 3 hours of it sat on a sun lounge on deck 13 at the front of the ship, in the adults only, just completely chilling out and relaxing. We finished packing. We didn't make any of the trivia. We didn't make any of the tastings. We just had a relaxing last day on board, which, after the busy week we've had, has been very, very nice indeed. So, but we're about to head out now for the evening, which is most exciting. We're going to head to the Bon Voyage Lounge. We have a dinner this evening at Animators Pallet. We're heading to the theatre for Disney's Believe, and then we shall round everything up tonight. But the buntings come down, which means the end of the trip is near. But we have one last evening out there, so let's head out and let's have some fun. And in we are to Animators this evening. We've not been in here since we embarked a week ago, and it's lovely. So I'm sorry for the blue/red light. I do look a little bit, I look really sunburned in this light, but I'm not, I promise, it's just the light. So Animators Palette, obviously there's 2 shows in here. There is Turtle Talk with Crush, well, basically, which we missed because we were at Paolo that night. And now there is the drawing, and it's also a Mickey evening. So I'll show you the sheet. So this is the drawing. There are no rules really, other than no words, no symbols, no numbers. And you can draw away, and it will be animated on one of the screens. So we shall draw away. Well, I cocked up, so it sort of turned out to be like me at work on Monday morning, but it's got a flower with his tie and some multicoloured trousers, and some sort of strange smile going on. I don't really know what's happening, but it should really be written by Jonny, age 12, and I think that would be an offence to anybody at the age 12. So, but there is my attempt. I'm not for reasons that I've been obliged to. I'm not allowed to show you my drawing. Wow. It's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. No offence, mother. It's not worth putting in. I also forgot to show the menu because I was too busy drawing, if I'm honest, so I have chosen to go for the chicken satay, the beef Wellington and the amaretto cheesecake. Mum is going for the chicken satay, the schnitzel, and then I don't know what dessert did you go for? The peach tart. So I'll try and remember to show it because I keep forgetting lately. I do look very sunburned, but I promise you, it is the light that's above me. This is not my usual colour. I swear. So tonight I have gone for the beef Wellington, which looks rather nice, with a couple of potatoes, and Mum has gone for the chicken schnitzel. Looks nice indeed. I think this needs a reboot. Dinner tonight was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed the beef Wellington. It was much better than the beef Wellington I had on the Magic. It was really nice, really tender and very tasty. We're just waiting for dessert, and then I can't believe what colour I look. And then it's time for Sorcerer Mickey. Mum's behind the camera just laughing. Then it's time for Sorcerer Mickey. So Mum went for the peach tart, which looked really nice, to be fair. And I went for the amaretto cheesecake. I'm envious. Your pudding looks better than mine. Dinner complete. Now we're going to head to the theatre. We've just been upstairs packing, to be honest. So we're going to head to the theatre for Disney's Believe. So I believe it's like a collection of characters and the story of a father and magic. So don't know if I'm emotionally ready for this show, but wish us luck. We're going to head in. And with that, this comes the final update of this cruise, which I cannot believe I'm actually saying. So, let's start with Disney's Believe. I thought it was fantastic. It was a great production. It's emotional. I wasn't ready for it. And it is the feel-good, magical show that you would expect from an end of cruise show, and that is all I am going to say. If you're going to watch it, you're in for a treat. Next up, the Disney Fantasy. By far, like I said earlier, it is my absolute favourite ship now. I think the shows are the best, the restaurants are fantastic, the crew, which just changed, but I think for this, the crew have been fantastic on board. And overall, the itinerary has been wonderful. I would definitely recommend a Northern Europe itinerary or anything that involves Norway, Denmark, that kind of area of the world. Much better than some of the other ports. Just incredible. And that's it from me. This will be the final vlog of the year, which is bonkers. So if you're new around here, thank you for joining. Next year there's a lot to come. If you've been here a while, it feels a million years ago since I was in Walt Disney World in January, Disneyland Paris in May, I think it was May. Everything's just rolling into one, so thank you very much for your support. Thank you if you've commented on any videos, thank you if you've liked any of the videos, it is very much appreciated. This is just one man making a hobby and documenting his trips and sticking them on YouTube, so thank you very much, and I hope they've been some use to you. Coming up in the new year, 2026 is going to be a busy one. End of January, I fly back out to Florida. I will be spending a couple of nights in Walt Disney World at Port Orleans French Quarter before boarding another Disney cruise. I am setting sail on the Disney's newest ship, currently sailing the Disney Treasure on a Western Caribbean cruise to Jamaica, Grand Cayman, Mexico and Castaway Cay, which I'm very excited about. And then when I disembark that cruise, I have the bucket list stay for me. I'm staying one night at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, and my brain can't compute. So that's coming first in the beginning of the year. Then in the summer, I am off to Singapore, because I will be flying out to Singapore. There'll be a couple of vlogs from Singapore, which is going to be fun. And then I am embarking on Disney's newest ship yet to even set sail. She is completely new to the fleet. She's a brand new type. She is the ship that None of the Disney Flea wanted, but very excited for to sail on the Disney Adventure from Singapore. I'll be on board for 7 days, checking out all the 7 areas and everything in between. So that's all that. And that's what's actually planned at the minute. There's lots more to come. There's talks of Japan. There's talks of Hong Kong. I've got to catch all the castles. So if you have enjoyed these videos, please hit the subscribe button for more. And if you haven't, well, thank you for watching them even so. It's been an absolute pleasure to make them. So that's it. I am going to do the usual montage to finish off this video. But all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching these videos. And I will see you real soon. Bye.